of our raised beds today. And if you remember, we were preparing these raised beds. We had bought the lumbar and we did a technique of sugiban to protect them from termites and extremes of weather. We wanted to show how now they are lush with all different kinds of vegetables. We wanted to tell you that the veggies that we planted are the ones that we actually eat every day. We make a lot of different cuisine like Thai cuisine, Indian cuisine, Russian cuisine, and all these vegetables that you will see that we have planted are part of our daily food. In Florida, there are a lot of challenges, and one challenge is the Florida soil itself, the Florida sand, which is rich in nematodes, and which is actually not a good thing. Nematodes are bad for your plants. These are these microscopic pests that attack certain groups of veggies that actually are common veggies that we use, like peppers and tomatoes and eggplants, cucurbits and gourds. And these veggies, they cannot thrive and eventually they die because their root systems just cannot absorb nutrients. And one way to tackle this nematode problem is to make raised beds. The beds will not have contact with the soil, the general soil, and you can put soil that is free from nematodes, and again you can actually enrich the soil. What we did was, because we were not going to put any irrigation system in them, so we had to put a lot of mycorrhiza and a lot of mulch so that the plants stay strong and stay healthy even during dry season. So that's one aspect. There's one reason why you do raised beds with different soil. Also, the muck soil that we use seems like it's not helpful for nematodes. It is rich in minerals, but it's very thick, and if you add some organic matter to muck soil, it would be a perfect combination. In Florida, another thing is that it's not the same weather type as up north. We have only two weather in general. We have the summer that is hot and wet, and we have winter that is cool and dry. So we have different veggies for the summertime, we have different veggies for the winter time. Like for the summertime we have perennial or permacultural spinaches like Sisu, Suriname, Longevity, Okinawan and New Zealand spinach, and gingers, turmerics, kalalu, African potato mint, sweet potato, arrowroot, okra, peppers, eggplants, watermelons and basils. And for the winter time we have veggies that are mostly that grown in up north. Those veggies do well in winter time here. And the summertime brings rain, it's wet and it's hot, but it also brings a lot of pests with it. So that's another problem that comes up with the summertime. The winter it's cool, but it's also very dry, so we have to use mulch or irrigation system with it to tackle with the dry times of the winter time. Another thing is, when you make a raised bed, you can see that we have made a little higher raised bed, because when we were planting our veggies in the raised beds, we didn't want to do monoculture of the same onions or same garlics or same tomatoes everywhere. We were interplanting them with different veggies so that they help each other in different ways. So some had deeper tap roots, like you can see our cardoon. That has very deep taproot, and normally it doesn't survive in Florida, but for us it did well. It's because we have a deep soil there, and that soil stays dry and the root does not get rotted from the water logging that usually happens in summertime in Florida. Same with our dandelion that has survived through the summertime of last year, and it's thriving in the winter time right now. So there are certain veggies, if you know how to do them, how to use conditions, you will do them even during the summertime they will do good. But there are different crops that thrive here in Florida in summer, and different crops, different veggies that thrive in winter time as well. And we also do the permaculture style, like certain veggies that they go into dormancy during summertime, and we plant something else there, so we use that space for something else. And permaculture way also, because summertime gets so hot, that we are planting some things that give some light shade to the other veggies around there during this hot summertime. Another thing that we saw many people do before we started our raised bed gardening was square foot gardening, how they use. And I think the first year in some raised bed we tried that as well. That works well if you have set up your irrigation system parallelly, and you can use certain drip irrigation to some plants in certain space. We do it in a very organic forest-like growing. So you can see our raised beds don't look very proper, neat and clean. They look like they are all over the place, and everyone seems thriving, everyone is happy, and nobody is competing with each other. Everyone is supporting each other, and that's how we like to garden as well. That we like to see lush, we like to see happy plants, and we like everyone is growing everywhere. And because we are only using it for our consumption, we're not selling or anything. We use the seeds that we get from our plants for the next year. Those are heirloom varieties. So if you don't use hybrid but use heirloom varieties, you can actually use your seeds from your veggies of this year and use them for the next year, so that way it goes into cycling into next year as well. So this is our story of veggies. You hear you hear me a lot talk about fruits. I'm all about fruit trees here. We have hundreds of varieties of fruit trees growing, but we also have veggies, and we use them every day. I would like to show you what we have. So here we have ashwagandha, it's a medicinal, and here we have culantro. Look here, these are culantro. They are like cilantro, but the tropical cilantros. This is a cardoon, and the one that has grown is this one. So this is a cardoon. We have dandelion here, purple basil, and in the other raised beds you can see here bok choy, nasturtium, different peppers, onions, basil again, dandelion. And I was talking about there are some that actually thrive in the native soil as well. This is subtropical spinach. We call it kalalu, and you can cook it or you can eat raw, and it's wonderful. I don't miss spinach or kale because of this, and it's very rich in vitamins as well. But we do have kale as well. So this is the spinach. It's called New Zealand spinach, and it's pretty carefree. It's growing like a weed here, and it looks beautiful as well. But we do have a proper kale and other veggies that are doing well here. Shiso here, and oregano. So in a very small area you can actually make in 2 or 3 raised beds something that you can eat every day and use it for your daily cuisine as well. So hopefully this shows it was a show off of our raised beds because we waited so long. It's been a year and we were waiting for this to happen because we don't grow with fertilizers. We couldn't pump them with different fertilizers to grow all of a sudden. We had to be patient, we had to wait for their root system to go and interact with each other and thrive inside, because the mycorrhiza that we put was also acting with that. And also our raised beds are an experiment of a technique called sugiban, because they are not pressure treated, they are not leaching any chemicals. We actually had to do a tedious job of this technique called sugiban and showy sugiban, and what we want to see is year after year whether there is any damage to the wood or not, especially the termite damage that usually happens down here in South Florida, and also whether the wood decomposes as fast as normally you would put a non-treated wood or not. So this is still an experiment in progress, and we will update you about that specific thing about the sugiban, whether it lasts year after year or not. And stay tuned. Grows like a weed, but turns out that this beautiful plant is actually preventing nematodes around. So as much as Florida sandy soil has nematode problem, but nature also gives plants that are fighting against nematodes so that they coexist with each other. And so these are self-seeding. I don't know where we got from. Probably we got from one of our friends, Victor, and so with his roses. Probably it came with one of his Victor's roses, and now it's everywhere. It's self-seeded, and hopefully it will take care of our nematode problem in the native soil as well. So it's good to know what helps each other, and bring that intelligence into planting. Let's not do what everyone else is doing, because it's very easy to create a sterile environment and grow things, but it takes more energy, it takes more research, it takes more effort to grow things organically. This should be the natural way, but we have gone a little bit far out from natural way of life. So it looks outlandish right now. It looks like I'm doing something that nobody else does, but it's actually something that everybody was doing not so long ago. It's just that we have become more urbanized, and things have become faster. Things need to be done faster and quicker. The results need to come quicker, so we have stopped natural way of farming, natural way of gardening. But hopefully this video inspires you and gives you hope that a natural way of doing things can also bring results, that we are not poor looking raised beds with one plant just shrinking looking with no vitamins. Look, they are all thriving, and that's all we did was just took care of the soil health, and that's the most important thing, soil health. And same with your body. Immune system is what is needed, not medicines. Hopefully this helps. Again, thank you so much. I won't be talking much after this.